What's up? What's up? And try to do a little work on the Content Command Center today. And keep pushing forward. Made a lot of progress in the last session. That was last session. We got to worry about this session. And keep moving. Get some music going. Some of that YouTube music. What's up, legal? Hold on, bro. I don't have the overlays turned on yet. Kind of show am I running here? It's amateur hour. Freaking amateur hour over here. Why do I not see that? I think I shut it all down. Why is that not showing up? Huh. Weird. Oh, I know. I have to open up this link. There we go. What is going on? Did I lose the connection to that? Why is that not showing? What is going on? Well, I guess when in doubt, let's ask Grok why I'm not seeing that. I don't know what I did wrong. How's your day, legal? You still working? Getting decaf coffee. I've never really drank decaf coffee. Need a vacation? Yeah, dude, we all need a vacation. You have kids? We just had school start last week, so we're getting back into the whole driving to school and all of that. That is annoying. I do not understand why that's not popping up. But we will figure it out. In the meantime, we've got this, and we've got this, which is my auto caption generator. Let's start it up. I had to reboot my computer, so I don't know if that's what. I must have lost something when I did that. No kids for you. Just money and freedom. I attended a session. Oh, you tried the hold on. Tried the agentic looping thing via the API. Total waste of $100 tokens. Yeah, it's not surprising. I attended a ChatGPT session this morning that made me think of you. It was a session about doing advertising inside ChatGPT, which made me think that that could be a pretty nice service for you to sell to your legal clients. Because I guarantee very few people are doing that yet. It's got to be wide open. But lots of people are using ChatGPT to search. So if you can make sure your lawyer clients are in the right spot, you're going to be looking pretty. Now, I'm going to use something that I built last night that I keep forgetting to use. Tell me what you think about this guy. I made a new app yesterday. There we go. This is called the Vibe Explorer. It makes up for the fact there are a few things inside Windows Explorer that I hate, one of which is I only really have one panel open at a time. And then also you don't really have any control over what things show up over here on the side. So I can add infinite panels. So I'm going to split and add a second panel over here. And I need to add another freaking... I just finished it last night, so I haven't used it a lot. Codex. We will set that to my Codex folder. And Codex, well, we'll call you Blue. Okay, so now I've got a Codex shortcut. So at any point I can hit my Codex folder. Then I'm also going to split another one here. And let's go ahead and add a Claude. And we'll call him Orange because Claude is orange. So yeah, so if I go in here, I can change that to Claude. So yeah, it's a nice little Windows Explorer extension. And let's see what Grok found out here. Overlay is hosting because his browser source is almost certainly stuck on a blank error page. Right click overlay and refresh. I don't see something that says refresh. Yeah, I don't see overlay refresh. Well, so it was a recorded session. It wasn't actually live. There was like 3,000 or 4,000 people in there, but it was literally just them playing a 30-minute recorded video with people able to put stuff in the chat. So it's kind of weird. But it seems pretty easy to set up. There's not a lot of parameters that you can set. There we go. All right, we got our freaking overlays going. Man, that was stressing me out. goals. Let's get our members going. Still working on the content command center. That looks accurate. I think that is accurate. All right, bud, you should be able to send a poo flying now. We should have poo ability back. We should have the poo working now. If you want to chuck a poo, you can chuck a poo. Music. And what kind of mood are we going to go with today? We're going to do happy music. Should have had all this stuff like set up before I started streaming, huh? It's kind of amateur hour over here. It's probably only got one person watching. There we go. All right, we got some music. Yeah, the ads manager, the ad launcher, it all seems very much a 1.0 version. I think that you would probably have to find some way to keep track of your own ROI. Because I don't think it has the ability to like do a call. It literally just is like URL links. So I think you could put UTM tracking and stuff in those links and then like separate it out and do your monitoring outside of OpenAI. That seems like a great platform for a lawyer to advertise. The only other thing that kind of makes it suck is it's only for the people that are on the free and the Go plan. So anyone that has a paid plan is never going to see ads. But I also think that that makes it more valuable for someone like a lawyer, because those are probably like, I don't know, probably lower income people that are more likely to get into nonsense and need a lawyer. All right, let's get to work. Freaking lost all my contacts last night because my computer locked up and I had to force reboot it. I had to like literally hold the power button down and reboot it the hard way. Yeah, the weird thing about their advertising is like it doesn't really seem like you're targeting keywords or anything. Like you're really just kind of letting the model figure out when it's going to show stuff for you. So you give up a lot of control. It's kind of nice. It's like video game music. I believe there is another emoji that got added too. It is a LOL emoji. color should I make Grok? I'm gonna give Grok the hot pink. And we're gonna put Grok down here. I guess Grok's going up here. Cool, my copy and paste. The lulls isn't working yet because I just wired it up. Or I'm actually in the process of wiring it up, but you should see it in the YouTube chat. Give me just a second, then we can test this. Alright, so the code is there. I lost the chat. The transcript edit is there. I was in the process of doing the B-roll. And the insert clips is what we got to do. Because we got the pixels done. That was an awesome... Oh yeah, NVIDIA Parakeet. Oof, that's a big one. That is a big one. That is a big one with a lower impact than insert clips. So we're going to work on the insert clips. Alright, we're working on the insert clips part. Oh, and then I need to add a graphic for overlaying photos. That was the other manual thing I had to do inside CapCut. Goal is 0 CapCut. The other thing that I was thinking about working on tonight is this. This is a GitHub. I'll drop it in the chat in case you're interested in looking at it. Obviously GitHub's not working now. Are you freaking kidding me? Did GitHub go down again? What the hell? GitHub's probably under attack. I think about this a lot, dude. I need something other than GitHub to store my code. Like, if you're a hacker, GitHub is like literally the biggest honeypot in the world that you can go after. If you're going to try to get into one system now, GitHub's the one that you want to get into. Oh, you guys, you freaking guys. Oh, okay, well that one's open. So is it just this repo? Did I just get locked out of this repo? Weird. Bitbucket. The only other one I've ever really used, and it was because I was forced to, was SourceForge. I was stuck using that at one of my corporate jobs. And I remember not being very fond of it. Well, shoot, I wonder what happened to this repo. Did I get blocked or something? Or did that person get blocked? That was weird. person's account. Wow, maybe they got blocked. Huh. That's annoying. I want to use that one. Maybe he was scamming some stuff. Oh, shoot. Guess I gotta figure this out myself. That is weird. Yep, incognito's gone. Huh. Yeah. Legal, I think most software is over-engineered, man. Because before, to make software work, you know, the economics of developing software were so damn expensive. You had to get so many users on it to make it pay off, which means you had to add so many stupid features. So you just end up with like bloated software that does all kinds of stuff, and the vast majority of the users do not use more than like 5% of the features. That's why I think making your own software is the way to go. But isn't Git like an open source thing? And GitHub is just an implementation of Git, right? So couldn't you make your own hosted version of Git? That's really annoying. I wanted to open up that. Alright, well, we'll figure it out myself. Yeah, basically that was a repo for doing clips, so clipping out of your long form content, which was open source. I don't want to pay for a subscription to Opus Clip. Free open source. Is it open source? Where is the repo? What's up, NYC? How you doing, buddy? You're late. Not too late. I just got started like 20 minutes ago, and half of it was me trying to get the overlays working. Dude, don't be telling me what I could fork. Fork you. Fork me. Fork you, buddy. Yeah, fork my own version. Isn't it, trying to carve a 300-year-old oak tree with a chainsaw in order to create a toothpick? I agree. But I know that I'm putting some risk in my business by relying on GitHub. Eventually, Microsoft's going to have to start charging us for this. They can't just give us infinite free storage. And there's just like concentration from being on the same platform as everybody else. Like I said, I think it's the ultimate honeypot. But I don't have a better alternative. Alright, let's see this. Okay, so this is an open source AI clip generator, which also generates shorts. self-host this repo is under the MIT license. That's good. Let's watch a video tutorial of how it works.
Specifically for generating viral video clips. Noticing the current surge in popularity of many clip generation.
Actually, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Turn my long form videos into viral ready 9:16 shorts. That is pretty much exactly what I needed to do. But what I had planned on doing was getting a repo like this and then pointing ChatGPT or Grok at it and pulling out all the features I like and putting them into my content command center. That had been my plan. Oh, Grok is asking questions. Hey, do you want to try the lull emoji again and see if that one flies? It should be implemented now. And all you other guys that are watching, if you would like to be able to throw poos and emojis, you get that by being a member of the channel. Sign up for a membership. Insert clips are approved after graphics lock. Yeah. Shoot, I turned away. Did it work? I don't know if I can trigger it. Did it work? Do I need to restart the server? Let me restart the server. Let me make sure I've got the emoji flyer turned on. I do. Alright, I see it. I don't have any sound yet on that one. I got it restarted. You should be able to do it now. Try it again. I just triggered it. I just don't know if it triggered when you did it. Try chucking a poo. That's the most important one, is the ability to chuck poo. Alright, I see the lulls. I don't have any sound yet on that one. We're gonna add a like a laugh track on that one. That's gonna be how you guys like laugh. The poo. Ooh. You hear that poo sound? It's so gross. Gotta love chucking poo. If you guys want to chuck poo, you gotta be a member. I still have 2 more slots for emojis to put in there after we had all those new members join. Gotta figure out what we're gonna add. They do not like this sound of this song. That sounds like a funeral. That is not happy music. What's up, AI Mastery? How's it going, dude? Welcome to the show. I gonna grab food with the girlfriend. Sweet. Tell her I said what's up. Yeah, so we're working on a couple of things. I'm just adding things here and there to my overlay that you see on the screen. And then the bigger thing that I'm working on is my content command center, which is here. And that is a project I've been working on for quite a while to make it easier for me editing YouTube videos. So we've got a bunch of stuff added. The next thing that I need to add is the ability to insert B-roll clips inside the timeline. So that is what I'm working on. And then I'm trying to figure out a good open source library for an alternative to Opus Clip that'll allow me to clip shorts out of my long form content. Grok has got my proposed design. I'm gonna say let's go. Sounds good. Sounds good, bro. Yeah, man, I've been working on this thing for a long time. Is this your first time being on one of our shows? I think it is, because it says one show. Yeah, but I started out, it's one of the videos a couple months ago. I started making videos about that. Because the editing process was really keeping me back from putting out any kind of content. It was just taking over my entire life. So I've been systematically going after things that eat up time and just trying to really dial it into something. I built another app last night. This one's pretty cool. This one is called the Vibe Explorer. And so this is my version of Windows Explorer that allows me to open up as many folder panels as I want. Let's close that one. What the heck is this music? Interesting. So in here, if I split it vertically. Interesting. It's got a bug in the split. See it? Now that I have this open, this is the one that oh, you know what? I'm an idiot because these controls are for that window. So if I want to split here, there we go. So yeah, so this is I literally built this last night because I was tired of having so many stupid Windows Explorer windows open. So I just wanted a panel where I could have multiple folders open without having to have multiple Windows Explorers open. And then I also don't love how this thing down the side, like you get no control really over what shows up there. So I made my own version where I can just set sorry about sorry to cough in your ear. John chucking the poo. So I can set my shortcuts over on the left over here. In theory, I'm supposed to be able to drag these around, but I don't think that got implemented correctly yet. But anyway, still pretty cool. Yeah, just made my own little Windows Explorer. It only took a couple hours of playing around. This is a .NET application with the WPF forms over the top of it. And at first, when I started talking about it with ChatGPT, it was like, oh, it's a big program and a lot of stuff. But I was like, dude, I don't really need that much. I don't need all of this extra crap that they've got built into Windows Explorer. Like, I literally use it to like open and move files around. That's literally all I need it for. I just don't want to have a bunch of them open. I want to be able to quickly get to the folders that I need, organize them however I want, move them around, resize them, pin them. It's pretty cool. So I haven't tested it a ton, but we'll test it out more and then probably put that out open source for everybody. I don't see any reason not to. There's a bunch of paid versions of these things. There's one stupid paid version that some guy was trying to charge like $250 for his own version of Internet Explorer. Which, like, I get it. You know, like a long time ago, that would have taken a lot to build, but Can't be charging that kind of money for 2 hours worth of vibe coding. John, what's going on out there? Did you make any progress on your lives yet? Or you just come here to chuck some poo? I appreciate the compliment on the user interface. This is my favorite part of the UI. So this, after I've done all my transcript edits, this is this allows me to just go through and review the whole video in entire. So I can see the raw video, and then these are the frames that it cut out. And so I can pick any cut that I want, and I can nudge it forward or backwards frame by frame to move these exact in and out spots. And then I could just play that exact splice. So I can hear that it exactly moved. Hey, V3, dude, sorry, man, I didn't know that was you today. Your email is a weird name that didn't match the name on your calendar invite, so I just wasn't sure who it was. And then I actually took the name that ended up on the calendar invite and I put it into LinkedIn, and I think I found your profile. I think you've got a pretty cool background if it was the one that I found. I don't want to out you. I'm not really sure how much you want me to say about you. But then I went back and I looked at the email, and the email wasn't matching your name, and I was like, okay, so is this somebody trolling me? So yeah, dude, I'm sorry. If I'd have known that was you, I for sure would have been there. I just wasn't sure if it was a spam or a hacker or who knows. It's my bad, dude. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, pick another time and we for sure will get together. I want to get together anyway because I have tattoos. I don't know what that means, but it sounds funny. People are talking a lot of shit about tattoos on X right now. And I have tattoos, so, you know, I don't know what they're hating on. Although I didn't get tattoos until much later in life. Like, I got my first tattoo like 3 years ago. I made it all the way through the 90s punk scene without ever having a tattoo. Which made me a weirdo back then, because everybody was tatted. Well, so I was looking at a profile on LinkedIn that matched the name that was in the calendar invite. And that person was a software engineer who worked for a rather large corporation. So I don't know if that was you or not. Also, I didn't really pay that much attention to the profile photo. I don't remember seeing tattoos. I don't think people usually put their tattoos on LinkedIn. If you want to, more power to you. You know, I'm not here to tell you how to live. Yeah, that was you then. Sweet. Yeah, I didn't want to say it unless you wanted to say it, so. Drop your link for your editor in there. You guys should check out this this editor that he's built. It's super, super cool. It's like a fork of VS Code. I want to try it at some point. Yeah, Grok has definitely been running slower since yesterday. The conspiracy theory that's going around right now is that we're actually getting a preview of 4.7. And that's why it's running slower. That seems to be the pattern that I've picked up on all the other tools. I think because I use them so much, I get put into a preview group. I know for sure when ChatGPT Sol came out, my ChatGPT behavior changed significantly. I want to say about 10 days before that release. Just completely changed, like talking to a completely different person using a completely different tool. Started job. Jobs suck. Like a job or a contract gig? Is it a W-2 job or a consulting job where you get to be your own boss? I mean, honestly, I would like to have a job for some health insurance. That would be nice. NVIDIA. Oh, shit, dude. That's a real job. That's a real job with real benefits and real equity. Congratulations, dude. Is that going to take away from having time to focus on your product? Yeah, this dude's a legit software engineer. Although maybe Grok's not running slow because this is kind of a big feature build. It does feel like it's running slower. Really? We have Christmas music on here? Dude, no. Wait, Jingle Punks? Okay, now I'm curious. I swear to God, if this doesn't turn into some thrash punk. Dude, what the hell was that? Alright, we got to get a different vibe going on here. We're going dark and funky. Exactly how I like my women. Dark and funky. I'm going back here. DeLorean acid trip. Okay. I'm into it. DeLorean acid trip. Were you working out in Seattle for Amazon? Seattle's one of the only major cities that I haven't been to. I think I landed in the airport once on I think I did. I think I had a layover there on a trip to Asia once. But that's it. I've never actually been in Seattle. Been to Spokane. I like to hate on Seattle. Those stupid, stupid Seahawks. And their stupid, green, ugly, neon pigeon uniforms. I made a video earlier in the year that got no traction whatsoever. But I happen to like it. I like the premise. Find that. This one.
Catch more Sunday afternoon NFL football this season when you watch up to 4 games at once with Multiview.
Hey, John, the sports
Hello.
video.
Sunday
This one.
night, I just
Look at that
learned
terrible,
the
terrible
Seahawks are gonna be
editing.
playing the Super Bowl in our stadium. So I'm gonna see if I can win one back by making really hope that this project gets traction.
This is old, dude. 6 months ago.
The other night,
I was using Gemini to see if I could build my own version of Microsoft Excel. And it did. It actually made it. It wasn't, you know, super powerful, but it did work. And it helped me heal a little bit from the fact I was just super pissed off to find out that the Seahawks were going to be playing the Super Bowl in our stadium. Still mad about that. They freaking won the Super Bowl in our stadium, which makes me even madder. But I feel like that's a pretty decent, you know, thumbnail for like literally just starting and making stuff by hand, and kind of a cool hook, but it got no traction at all. None. Lived in Spokane and Seattle, Tacoma. Nice. Yeah, I flew into Spokane a long time ago because we went over to Schweitzer, which is over in Idaho, to go snowboarding, which was cool. Idaho's beautiful. Idaho's weird though, man. I just felt really uncomfortable there. I think when you go to Walmart and you got guys walking around wearing holsters, it's so weird. Just open carrying. It's weird to me, man. But yeah, Schweitzer Mountain was a pretty solid snowboard mountain. We went to somewhere else. I want to say we went to a couple of other like local hills. I want to say we went somewhere closer to Spokane. That was a long time ago though. Alright, so this feature now is supposedly built. Let's open this project. Let's go to our visual package. So we have a new number 4. One's still unlocked. Oh yeah. Actually, that's a... Let's fix that right now. It's very hard to see which one's locked and which one isn't without flipping through all of them, so we're going to fix that before I test the other thing. Alright, so I said in Visual Package 3, it's very difficult to see which ones are locked and unlocked without scrolling through all of them. Can we add a lock status indicator in the drop-down next to the name, please? Yeah, that's a little annoying thing that's been bugging me for a while, so we're going to get that fixed. Schweitzer. Yeah, the backside of Schweitzer was cool, man. There was some cool, like, little chutes to get in up at the top, and God, there was no one there. Sandpoint, Idaho. I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was another ski mountain somewhere around there. Some like little local hill. You ever been to Big Sky? I'd never made it to Mount Baker though. I wanted to try that one. Was it Silver Mountain, maybe? No. Coeur d'Alene, man. Coeur d'Alene's freaking beautiful, though. Was it Cedar Pass? No, Cedar Pass is in California. What am I thinking? Been to Mount Hood quite a few times. Stevens Pass. I want to say it was Stevens Pass. That sounds familiar. What's up, Donna Digi? Thanks for joining the show, bro. Just wasting time while I'm doing work. Getting sidetracked on dreams of snowboarding. All right, there we go. So now I can see which ones are locked and open. That is a massive improvement. So that should be allow me to go to my stage 4. Okay, so I don't like this. I think what I want to do is reuse my timeline visualization graphic that I have from this one. So we're going to reuse this graphic in that stage. So that's what we're going to ask Grokster to do. We're going to pop it somewhere right here, because otherwise I just don't really see a good way to know where I'm inserting stuff. So I think that it does have the ability to insert it, but it's missing a good way to dial in the time that I'm inserting it. So let's do that. So I'm asking it, I want to reuse the timeline graphic that we have in phase 4, the transcript edit, inside of phase 4 of the visual package. This will make it easier for me to visualize the placement of the graphic. I think it would also be good to have a nudge control that allows me to move the placement over by frames. What happens when I meet all goals on the overlay? Like if I meet the stream goals? Or if I run out of stuff to build on the overlay? I don't really have anything that happens when it meets the goals. That's a good question. I should have some way to motivate people to contribute to the goals, shouldn't I? What I thought about is having some kind of animation and using this 3.js, because it seems to be a pretty powerful graphics library. You know, having something that can just kind of take over the screen and run around or something for a while, some kind of celebration, something that's a little bit better than the confetti cannon, because I've overused that for sure. This is a library that I want to get into more and understand more. See, like something like this, you know, we could build this into an overlay that could run around. I mean, I don't see any reason not to. I mean, that's probably the best library to do like an actual animation over the top, right? So I told Grok I'm thinking about adding some cartoon animations over the top of the screen. And I was thinking about having you use this for the 3JS. Take a look and let me know what you think. What problems will I have and what alternatives should I consider? You think it'd be heavy? What should I use instead for animation? Well, let's see what Grok comes back with. I was thinking of like having like cartoony kind of elements that can run around. Like I would really like a monkey that can like run around and cause havoc. Maybe even chuck some poo. You guys got to toss some poo. We haven't had any poo tossed for a while. No, the music ran out. It's not just you. I'm using the YouTube music, and it has this annoying feature. You can only show 50 tracks per page max, and when it gets to the end, it just stops. It doesn't like continue on to the next page. Which is kind of a dingus move. It's kind of dingus. All right, what we got here? What did Grok come back with? Let's see what he says. V, you tell me what you think, bro. So it agrees with you. It says 3JS is the wrong default. It's a 3D WebGL engine. What I described as a 2D motion problem. It already solves it with bouncing SVGs and a confetti canvas. Use 3JS if the only thing is I don't want a 3D mascot. Alright, so 3JS is not. What I would use instead. Reeve. Well, it has pricing on it, and I don't really want to pay for this, so it's going to end up being a no. Yeah, I'm not trying to pay for stupid stuff, bro. Are you guys getting the music now? All right, so my nudge timeline should be fixed. Let's shut the server down. Let's restart that. Open my old project. All right, we've got our timeline. Good. Now if I say in here, import a clip, we will put this clip of Dario getting flushed in the toilet. See it?
Thanksgiving of 2025 is going to be remembered as a massive turning point for the.
I don't see a preview of it though. So I see the line, but I don't see a preview. Okay. Getting closer to having what I want. Animated PNG, have Grok rig it up with motion. Yeah. Could build some kind of sprite. I guess I was wanting something more that could, like, I don't know, navigate around the screen. Something that's more like a video game character. What did Grok say here? What did it say? Open source is doing a lot of work. Cartoon. Lottie. Pixie.js. Best OSS 2D sprite engine. Scaleform. That sounds too complicated. Dragon Bones. Skeletal editor. That also sounds more complicated than I want. Anime.js. Thor VG. Huh. I have a feeling it's going to be more challenging. I mean, maybe it is just a issue of having like an embedded video. Essentially, it's like a video with a transparent background, right? What do other people that are streaming do when they reach their goals? It's a good question. I never really thought about what I would do if I reached the goal. So I feel like if it was a hot chick, I could just like pop a titty out and like reward everyone that way, but you know, I'm an old man. I don't have the gift of entertaining my audience with my body. Damn, you had 20,000 followers. What'd you get banned for? Do I want you to tell me? Wait, what is Warzone? Not the Slayer song? Warzone. Warzone. Player stayed on the A roll and the clip wasn't seekable. All right, let's reload the server again. Some AI stuff I was disappointing. Well, it was pretty disappointing. Oh. Warzone is a game, Call of Duty. Okay. They banned you for AI. That's pretty lame. I try to get my stupid kids to stream when they're playing games because all they ever want to do is play games. And I'm like, dude, if all you want to do is play games, turn it into something where you can make money from it, then I won't complain about it anymore. I do not understand this like user interface that it is.
No, no, no!
I do not understand this UI that it is built.
Because I could just hammer on it all day without a problem. Like, I literally prompted ChatGPT over 11,000 times. And 11 times.
Yeah, I just don't think that this is doing what I want. Alright, gotta turn my brain on here. Alright, let's do a photo prompt. Nuclear explosion animation would be cool. See, what I was thinking I would like to build is like some kind of monkey that just runs around and just wrecks the whole screen. Tears all the overlays down and just generally causes havoc to force me to reset. You're covered in tattoos. Wait, did you tat your face up? I assume that means that your LinkedIn profile is a fake photo. Yeah, but dude, obviously the tattoos aren't holding you back if you got a job at Nvidia and Amazon. Also, I don't think tattoos are that big of a deal. But did you like tat your face up like an island boy or something? Wait, are you an island boy? Are you now, or have you ever been associated with the Island Boys? Your LinkedIn has tattoos on it. I'll have to look later on. I don't remember seeing that. Wait, is there two people with the same name as you? Because this guy's still at Amazon and he is very much not tattooed. I found a different person. This person that had the same name as the one on your calendar invite was in Brooklyn. Very much not tattooed. Wait, did you get face tattoos though? Did you go all the way? Thanks, man. Glad you joined. We had a good call today. I don't know if you've met Jessica in the group. She's doing some really, really cool stuff. And no one else joined today, which was awesome because I got to do a deep dive with her one-on-one and just spend all the time helping her with her projects and some of the business strategy and stuff. So that was actually cool. So do that VIP call 5 days a week. Appreciate the free advertising. 5 days a week, an hour a day. Make myself available for any questions, help, anything you guys want, man. Anything you want to learn or talk about. And if only one of you shows up, then you just get an hour of free mentorship. My stardom. I don't know about my stardom. At this point, I would just be very happy to be able to like support my family on this. That is my first goal. And I'm not really worried about being a star, man. I'm a simple guy. I just want enough money to take care of my kids, enough money to be able to pay for my kids to go to college in a couple years, and then enough money for me to travel around in mostly third world countries where it's cheap. Just experience the world. That's all I really want. I'm a simple guy.
Like, I literally prompted ChatGPT over a...
Okay, there we go. That's what a star would say.
11,000.
I don't know, dude. I feel like stars are just like all about themselves. Was watching market and forgot. Well, John, there you go. Where's your priorities, bro? How dare you have other things outside of our group? I'm gonna start being like the head of that other group we're in and banning you for not showing up. Okay, so that works. This is a bug though. Dragging the head is moving the insert point. Let's fix that bug. Early to my stardom. Yeah, I wish I had a better marketer, man. I could be like one of those hype bros that's just selling endless courses. Not throw around the ban hammer. Yeah, so I'm gonna move the time, the ones that I put on Wednesday and Friday, that 6 a.m. I'm not doing that because it. Initially, I had thought like, okay, well that'll give me a reason to like move my wake up time, because I do toy around with getting back to being a 5 a.m. guy. I don't really want to do that. 7 a.m. wake up's good. So I'm going to move those to 8:30 a.m. Pacific, which will still be relatively early for most people. Gets us a good spread of time. But then also allows me enough time to make sure that I'm awake, my brain is on fire, I've had my coffee, I'm done with my school drop-offs. So that's what we're going to do. I need to reschedule that now, actually. Let's do that before I forget it. Edit event. And Wednesday, edit event. Music's been a bit odd tonight. Bit strange. The community's growing though, dude. We're up to 220 people, which is awesome. All kinds of super cool new people have joined, and lots of cool conversations happen. Yeah, 5 a.m. and treadmill video calls. I don't have a treadmill. I don't know. I like waking up at 7. The main thing that I figured out, I don't know, 4 or 5, probably 5 years ago, is if you wake up at the exact same time 7 days a week, your life and the way that you feel is massively improved. If you do what I used to do when I was younger, which is like wake up during the week at the time you got and then sleep in on Saturday and Sunday, your sleep schedule is just constantly wonky. But yeah, I just wake up every day at 7. I really don't even have to set an alarm clock. My body's so used to it, I'm just up. But I definitely saw those two. We did a handful of those 6 a.m. calls, and you were on some of them, and I could definitely tell like my brain was retarded on those calls because it was an hour before my body wanted to be awake. Yeah, dude. We got like 15 or 20 people in the last couple days. My Anthropic hater video has really had a lot of legs. Much more so than my anti-Seahawks Excel video. I really thought that would be the one that went viral, but alas, it did not. It only had 100 views. It was a disappointment. My Claude hater video, I'll show you guys this chart. It's weird, dude. So this is the metrics on my Claude hater video. What's up, hacker? And that night I released it, dude, it just took off. There was an hour where I got 777 views and then like 550 the next hour. So I went to bed thinking, dang, what's up, Andrew? How you doing? Let's get some likes. Let's go. Thank you. I went to bed thinking that this thing was going to take off. And then it just leveled out while I was asleep. And it's been kind of like a slight uptick, but then today it's been picking up some more steam and getting a second wind. So YouTube does weird stuff like that where you'll have videos that sit for a couple days and then all of a sudden they just start going. So hopefully that's what will happen with this one. I know I've picked up quite a few subscribers off that one. No, I was just looking at that one because that chart is so weird to me. How it just takes off that first night and then dies. And the metrics on it are all good. I have like a 9% click-through rate, which is solid. And then The average view duration is 614, which is pretty good. The likes versus dislikes, I think that's driving it. Because I'm only at 93% likes. I've got 259 likes and 19 dislikes. I've got some haters going on that are disliking me. Oh, I got hype points though. I got 14 hypes. Maybe that's what's pushing it back up. People are giving me hypes. I don't really know what that means, but I assume that it's good. Oh, all the hypes happen. No, the hypes happen the next day. I don't know, dude. I try not to get too caught up in that because I just feel like if you keep putting out good content and put in effort, eventually it'll work. Yeah, dude, I definitely am up to talk off stream for sure. Anytime, dude. You're in our freaking VIP group. I don't know why you never show up to the VIP meetings. You have a chance to like talk to me 5 days a week, bro. I am still working on my content command center. Grok has just fixed a bug for me. Let me restart my server. Working on that last bit to allow me to insert clips. So this is a project I've been working on for a couple months to make creating YouTube content faster. I thought you were. Pretty sure you are, bro. I'll send you a message about that, but I'm almost positive you are. You might not be. Oh, damn, dude. That's rough. He's not. He's not a VIP. I'm not important enough to earn his VIP-ness. That came out wrong. All right, so I think we fixed that bug. That's good.
Getting rid of Claude for a while now, and it's just
No! Help!
Okay, good. So now what I want to do is instead of this just being a line, I want it to be a box that represents how much time I'm shoving in there. I still don't quite understand these, but we'll get to it. That's fine. All right, let's ask for that change. So instead of a line, I want it, so I'm inserting a clip. I want it to show how big of a chunk that clip takes up. And this, I believe this is one of my, yeah, so these should be, this is not connected. These are all the different, so after I've done all my clipping, I identify beats inside of the transcript. And I got this, you know, process for adding like overlay graphics on the beats, which is what each of these are. But these should be playing some kind of preview and definitely should be like moving the playhead around to wherever they are in the video. So that's disconnected. Running Quinn 38 locally with Hermes. Interesting. I mean, the gifts help V3 because it gives me money. I don't really know about the viewers staying the same. I don't really know. I've been getting more because we were at 14 the last time. I think the main thing is just getting subscribers. I just don't know how many. I would imagine, like Hacker said, clicking the likes. I would imagine that that helps give some engagement signs to tell YouTube to show it to more people, but I really don't know. I know I'm getting like barely anybody on X. That's one of the things I wanted to work on this week, was getting Riverside implemented so that I could get streaming on all the other channels. I don't really like that. Okay, let's work one thing at a time. That's good enough. Good enough for now. These need to be fixed, so let's fix that bug. What are we doing here? Stop. Stop. So I said these controls should move the playhead around when I click them, move it to that part of the timeline. Otherwise, I have no idea why these buttons are on here. Those are stupid. Yeah, X is an interesting one, man. I don't really know what you got to do to get momentum on that. Although I have picked up more followers recently. It's interesting that they open source their algorithm. I think that that's pretty cool. I really like the push towards transparency. Okay, so that should move the playhead around now. Good, that's what I want. This song sounds like Sesame Street. Do you guys hear it? It's called Blessed and Abused. That's funny. Sounds like Sesame Street for some reason. Okay, so let's add another clip from Pexels. I don't know what that is. The Pexels search is broken, bro. Turning on notifications and posting to large posts right away. I mean, I'm a reply guy. I put in a fair amount of effort replying every day. You just never know what's going to hit. That's why I think just staying consistent and eventually you get your audience, I think, is the way to go. You had to have been crushing it if you had 20,000 followers watching you play Warzone. That's the other reason I want to get Riverside set up so that I can be streaming on a bunch of platforms at the same time. I really wish X would add the ability to upload videos. I think they could pretty easily become a competitor to YouTube, and I think people would be pretty happy to have a competitor to YouTube. You know, certainly one that's not engaged in all of the content restrictions that YouTube has. I think people would like that. Yeah, following large people with posts and commenting. I do that. I've had some take off. I had a zinger on Mark Cuban a couple weeks ago that took off in a major way. Oh, my brain feels slow today, dude. Brain feels fried. Few thousand real fast. Yeah, I'm still barely above 500. But I don't think I've even been putting effort into it for more than a month. I have this dream that they'll just add more content styles. I think, like I said, adding like a real long form, like native video experience, I think people would really like. I think adding all of the features that Nextdoor has and putting Nextdoor out of business would be amazing. And then adding some of the like community shopping features, you know, like there's no reason that they couldn't copy Facebook Marketplace. If they were able to get the same kind of functionality as Facebook Marketplace, I would literally have no reason to have a Facebook account anymore. And I would like to use Nextdoor, but I am banned from Nextdoor because they're assholes. Because I committed the sin of exercising critical thought. And that is not allowed nor appreciated in places like Nextdoor. Forking X. You couldn't you? Because it's open to... Well, no, because you would still need all the... Because all they forked was the algo, right? You would still need all the server stuff behind the scenes. Would be cool, though. I had an idea for projects of just kind of making my own feed, you know, my own feed algorithm. I think it would be cool if they let people do that, because, you know, all they would have to do is kind of expose some more APIs, so then you could allow some competition into the creation of a feed. You know, like other people could create a feed. Well, there's the what's the clown lady, the rug lady and the clown. Oh, what an awful outfit. So bad. Like, you're telling me nobody had the bravery to like be like, look lady, that's a terrible outfit. We're gonna put a rug. We're gonna search for a rug in honor of rug lady. Let's see if I can insert a rug clip. There we go. We're going to insert her getting ready. I got a happy poo. Let's go. Thank you, bro. Alright, so that's a bug. See how it's putting the multiple inserts on the same frame? That's a bug. Let's fix that. Let's fix that one. You have a member. You should be able to send as many poos as you want via the poo emoji. Any of you guys that would like to chuck poo around the screen, you can do that by signing up for the channel membership. And you too can use the custom emojis. Just added an LOL emoji today, but I haven't added the sound clip for it. I want to add an audience laugh track to that one. 10 poos. Can never have enough poos. You should have access to the poo emoji though. You should be able to send infinite poos. There you go. John's hitting those poos. V3 still hitting those treats. Thank you, bro. V3 is going to get us to our gift goal, I think, here. That hiding one's a weird looking, man. I'm always like not sure what that icon is when I see it. It's like the gingerbread man or like the doughboy, Pillsbury doughboy. You don't have a YouTube channel for me to put in there into my list of friends though, right? It's from a Chameleon game. I never play games anymore. Chameleon. Chameleons are weird, dude. Chameleons and octopuses. The way that they can just change their color like that. Shit's freaky. Wish I could do that. Just all of a sudden be tan instead of being sunburned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dog treats. Dog treats for the dog. Let's remove that one. Okay, let's go back and let's add a pixel clip. We're gonna search rug in honor of the rug lady. We're gonna find another one. Doesn't really matter. We'll pick that one. A clutch. Let's go. So that inserts a clip right after the rug lady of somebody making a rug. Wearing this blue rug. What a weirdo. And then the last one that I... See? There you go. This isn't moving past that though. Wearing this blue rug. What a weirdo. And then the last one that I... Must be a long clip though. 170 frames, that's pretty long. I suppose I need the ability to be able to clip those down. Although I don't think I'm going to be inserting pixels like that. Can't send members? I don't know, dude. I don't really know how you made that happen last time. I appreciate you doing it though. Makes my channel look badass. Yeah, this control's just still not very good. I need the ability to be able to size the clips. poo on the screen. I need the ability to size the clips that I insert. A Pexels clip may be 15 seconds, but I end up only wanting the first 5 seconds right now. I don't have a way to make that adjustment. Let's go. Lols and poos, lols and poos. We're going to get a laugh track behind that lol emoji. That's going to be how you send like a creepy 80s sitcom style laugh track. I just haven't wired that up yet. Because Paul had found some good sounds for me yet, but I don't know where he saved them. So I haven't wired them up yet. And I haven't seen him on here today, unfortunately. It's been somewhat quiet today. Got my core here, but not too many people popping in and out, which is alright. See if I got some new subscribers on YouTube yet. Let's go. We are at 2598. I need 2 more to be at 2,600 subscribers. That is a big deal, dude. I'm big time, John. GG. Good game. GG. Big time, John. Almost 2,600 subscribers. It actually was not that long ago that I put a message in our school community bragging about getting to 100 subscribers. Now, if I could just add a 0 onto the end of that, and then add another 0 onto the end of that, then we'll be sitting pretty. We will get there. Yeah, you remember when I came into the Friday Night Vibes and I was bragging about being a big deal? I'm kind of a big deal now. I've got 100 subscribers. Alright, so I should have the ability to trim those clips now. Honestly, I'm kind of procrastinating from writing a new video. I need to do another video. I've done a lot of work to get ready for the episode 2 of the Last Week in AI. That'll be Saturday. We'll get that one out. Tell you what, the first episode of that I did this past weekend, man, it took up all day. But that's to be expected the first time you're doing something and you have not built any kind of process around it. I don't understand what these do. Clip in and clip link. Oh, that just... Wait, what? Okay, so that I think is chopping off the end of the clip. Because I can see the frame number going down. So now let's preview it and see what it looks like.
I'm getting rid of Claude for a while now. I'm getting rid of Claude for a while now. I'm getting rid of Claude for a while.
Dude, why are you doing that?
I'm getting rid of Claude for...
Oh, shit. I was cutting down the size of that one. Okay, so that's not going to work. Cutting it down 10 signs at a time. I guess I can type in seconds. Okay. Now let's see how that works.
Wearing this blue robe. What a weirdo. And then the last one that I really don't get is...
Okay, that works. I don't love it. I don't love it. Playing with local AI voice on small devices. Did you see that? There was a model I dropped in the school community, I think yesterday, is a 14 megabyte model that I think is, I think it's for people for using it on like Arduinos and Raspberry Pis, but dude, a 14 megabyte model. That's incredible. Local AI for voice work is getting really impressive. Were you using Grok voice, or who were you using for the voice model? Or were you using like Parakeet or Whisper or one of those things? Oh, this chops off the front of the clip. Let's see.
Wearing this blue robe. What a weirdo. And then the last one that I really don't get is the Chinese lady that's like a back...
Let's go back to this one. And let's change the end point. So that should start with Dario already
Getting
flushing.
rid of Claude for a while now, and it's kind of time to pull the plug and flush them, and here's why. Getting rid of Claude for a while now, and it's kind of time to pull the plug.
Yep, that's what it's doing. You went around a rabbit hole with the 14 megabyte one? What's an ESP32? What is that? That sounds fancy. Not ESPN. Oh, low cost, low power system on a chip. Okay, so this is like one of those Raspberry Pi type things. Arduino type things. This is an area that I really wish I understood more. I really wish I understood how to build physical things more. Okay, so these selectors aren't connected. Let's tell them about that. What do you think about these dissonant sounds here? So I told him the two selection methods aren't fully connected. Look at the red boxes I drew. Selecting in either place should activate that clip for edits. So yeah, picking here or picking here should change it. And this name, I believe it picked up from the file name. Yeah, that's all that is. That's fine. And then these are my hooks. I wish there was a way to preview with the graphics over the top of it, but I don't think I can. Smaller than a pie. Speaking of pie, you know what I cooked tonight, John? You might know what this is. You're a Midwesterner. You guys know about dump cake? before I tell you what it is. Does anyone out there know about dump cake? Local voice generation. Oh, to make voices. That sounds pretty cool. You got to get into our school community, man, and start talking to some people and tell us what you do. And share some knowledge, man. I'm sure people would love to have you around. Let's go build, build, build. That's right, bro. If you become a member, you can send the build emojis. All right, either control now activates it, so I should be able to just refresh. So let's see. Yep. Okay. Perfect. That changes all my edits. Okay. I don't love this UI, but you know, it works for what I need right now. I think it's good enough for now. I don't need to go down a rabbit hole perfecting this. This is good enough for now. One that I do need to add in my graphics library, I need to add a graphics style that allows me to do image overlays, and I don't have anything for that right now, so we're gonna do that. How long am I streaming? I'm not really sure, man. It's a good question. Until I get tired. Yeah, if you guys want to join our school community, put the link in the chat. It's free to join. Friday Night Vibes is coming up tomorrow night, which is the funnest meeting of the week. I love it. It's free to the world. Lots of cool people come on and show their projects and get together and celebrate all we've accomplished in the week. It's a lot of fun. I definitely look forward to it every week. Okay. So let's mark that complete for now. I want to work on something else. Yeah, so I just hosted on Google Meet, and then, you know, whoever joins, joins, and, you know, we just all get together. It's kind of informal. Try to go around, and whoever's new, you know, let them introduce themselves, and then just let people talk about whatever projects they've worked on or whatever issues. And just have some fun with it, man. That's our Friday Night Vibes. And then the daily VIP calls, we get together, and the goal there is to actually be productive. Help people with their projects, help them get unstuck, share knowledge. Yeah, so it starts at 7 o'clock Pacific, which is going to be like 10 o'clock Eastern. We will be moving that time pretty soon. I think I'm going to end up moving it to Thursday nights, because Friday night is going to conflict with my desire to go watch my kids' high school football games.
All right, so I'm asking for a new graphic. I need to add something to the graphics library that allows me to import images and overlay them on top of a video beat. I'm still having to do that manually. It would be another graphic choice in our library, and I can import one or more images, resize them, and adjust the placement and timing. No words though. So that's been the big thing that I've been working on the last probably 3 weeks. I don't know, my life all blends together because I work 7 days a week, so I kind of lose a sense of timing when you do that. But basically what we've done is created reusable graphic types. So that's my library, and then I've got metadata that determines what kind of place in the video a particular one can be used. And then later on in our graphics package, in the assignment, that's where I can assign. Shut up. Basically, it boils down.
I can assign a specific graphic type based on the screen layout and what type of beat it found. So that's how I come up with a reusable library and a similar look and feel for my videos. And then the goal that I've set for myself is to just try to add one more new graphics type every time I do a video, so that my library of options just grows over and over and over. This one's pretty cool. This one allows me to do like call out a UI, so I can adjust. I'll show you how I adjust that, because I actually had that in this video. So this part of the section, this is where we change how the graphics actually look. So I can change what words it has, the timing, like where the box shows up, how big the box is, and move it around. And then that is how I set it up. Although this one does have a bug in it because I need to be able to set the framing of when
this
it
is the most
appears.
megalomaniacal.
Or do I already have that and I didn't set it right? I think I did. I think I'm an idiot. I did. I'm a freaking retard. I didn't even do my own edit right.
Sticks out to me is that Dario follows 0 people. This is the most megalomaniacal.
Yeah, so that allows me to do those kind of treatments over and over without waiting on HyperFrames, because HyperFrames is good, but it's not really good at figuring out locations and all that, and I was just eating up so much unnecessary time outsourcing that and relying on the editing agents to understand too much of that stuff. Did I get my 2 more subscribers yet? We did it, 2,600. Let's go. I'm liking Atari now, John. I'm liking Atari. 2,600, bro. Have any of you guys used Gemini 3.7? It is it's been showing up very well in the testing and the benchmarks and stuff.
I am an Atari 2600 subscribers. Thanks, bro. I'm an Atari. You're too young to even know what an Atari is, you freaking whippersnapper. You freaking children that have grown up with game controllers that had more than one button on them. You don't know what it was like in my day. We had one button, one stick. That was our game. The Atari controller was pretty sick though, man. That joystick was definitely solid. Very good tactile feel. Very responsive. Very good technology for its time. Hacker, did you see my new Windows Explorer? You still out there? This reminded me of your docking thing that I still need to download and implement. I built this last night, which is just my own version of Windows Explorer. So it allows me to control which folders are over here in the panel, as opposed to Windows where it's just a random list every time and I never know what's going to show up in my 4 recents and all that. So I can set any bookmarks here, and then inside here I can make as many panels as I want. So I can add another one. I can split this one to the right and I've got another panel. Put it wherever. I can add another one up here. And so I can just add as many sub-panels as I want and move stuff around, resize it. You know, nothing too fancy. It's just a simple .NET with a WPF. But it saves me from having to have 20 frickin' Windows Explorer windows open. I can just have one. I can just have one, and I can have the exact links that I want over here, organized exactly how I want, color it, change icons, whatever. I'm in control now. Microsoft no longer owns me. It's still fairly simple. I don't have the ability to do drag docking. Like I would like to be able to grab it and move the dock around, but docking can be a pain in the butt. I don't think it's that bad anymore. I know, God, like 2017, 2018, I was working on a consulting project and we were building in .NET 4. And I know docking windows was a massive pain in the butt back then. And you almost kind of ended up having to buy a external library, external control library to make it work. Now it's easy. So yeah, that's I called it Vibe Explorer. It's kind of cool. Pretty simple little thing. That's where we're at now, dude. If there's anything about your computer that annoys you, just freaking build it. Build your own. If there's anything that you've been like, oh man, I wish that it did blank, well, just freaking build that. Take an hour and build it. Okay, so he has made my image overlay, so let's reboot the server and let's try that. Where are we at on that? Which freaking window? There we go. Use it anywhere and anywhere, yes. Let's go to this one. And we will change the assignment. We will make this image overlay. Okay. So we'll make this start here. We'll add an image. We're gonna add a poo. We'll enter the image here. I'm picking up the clips that I added. That's cool. Save and update.
I'll go into everything in detail, but it basically boils down.
I don't see the poo.
An interop. I'll go into everything in.
Oh, there we go. We got an error. We got an error. I don't feel like I'm being super productive, but I also do feel like I am being productive. And I don't want this to be the size control. I want to be able to pop it on there and then just drag and drop it. So that'll be a different thing. We haven't done anything like that yet.
Never got any answers. No one told me whether you guys know what a dump cake is. I cooked a dump cake tonight. It's freaking delicious. What apple dump cake. I need to compact my context here, bro. Oh wow, I'm so tired, dude. This song has the sound that Windows makes when it's done with a task. Do you hear that? Right there. Right there. That's confusing. That is confusing, everybody. I wonder what will happen with my overlays if I ever got into a show where I had 100 people in here and everybody was chatting. That thing's gonna be very hard to follow. It's just gonna be like bing, 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 bing. Let's reboot the server, see if that makes a difference. Probably will. Probably will. I feel like I need coffee, but it is way too late to be drinking coffee. That'll screw my whole night up. That will ruin my evening.
Any of you guys drink coffee late at night? My freaking parents used to do that. They'd be drinking coffee 24 hours a day.
I'll go into everything in detail, but it basically boils down.
Okay, that's good. That is good. Okay, so now. Drink espresso and try not past. Yeah, I try to not drink past like 3 o'clock. So I said it looks good, but I want better controls for sizing it. I was thinking we could have some way for me to toggle the image as being visible over the video, then I can drag and resize it to set the X, Y, width, and height parameters. Because right now the only way for me to change that is to do these, doing it in numbers. I do have this thing that allows me to put a grid over the top so I can see kind of the positions. I use that for that UI box to figure out where on the screen it goes. But I just don't want to do that with images. I would like to be able to just add it, see it, you know, move it, squish it down, resize it, move on to the next one. That's gonna be a lot faster. Do you have a fancy espresso machine? And do you just go straight up espresso, or are you going like making a latte or a flat white or like a mocha, something like that? Or are you just going straight up shot of espresso? I remember the very first time I actually had an espresso was at my first finance job, and the company got a coffee shop inside the building. And we went over there and I tried an espresso. I remember feeling so jacked up, like I had just done some blow. And then I ended up going and taking 3 or 4 more espresso shots, and then really ended up regretting that I had made that choice. Damn, dude. You got fancy coffee makers, John? Lavazza machine. Is that one of those ones that had, like, they're the miniature K-cups? I feel like I had one of those. Or no, it was a Nespresso. Oh, what's up, Tasmir? Live from Pakistan. What's up, bro? Welcome to the stream. We had one something like that. It was something like this. You would put like, they're like little miniature K-cups, and it made espressos. An Italian Lavazza machine. That sounds fancy, dude. I'm jealous. I just make cold brew. Yeah, it's like a K-cup, but they're small, right? Let me look it up. Maybe that's what we had. I don't know. My ex-wife bought it, and I no longer have it. I'm pretty sure she took it in the divorce. But I like drinking cold brew anyway. Yeah, I've seen these. I'm just a cold brew kind of guy. I drink out of, you can see it, big glass jugs. These are my cups. Big glass mason jars. And I usually have, I don't know, a half or a full jar of cold brew out of there every day. You just kind of drink it all day. Got a TKO2. That sounds fancy. Shit, look at that, dude. Dang, why don't you sell those things? Guarantee if I had a $2,000 freaking coffee machine, that thing would be on eBay. Or is it a fixer-upper? Juan loves coffee, dude. Who does? Have you ever had any of the Vietnamese coffee? Vietnamese coffee is a whole different beast. One, Vietnamese iced coffee is just absolutely delicious. The addition of the condensed milk is delicious, but they get some legit strong beans. If you get the real Vietnamese iced coffee, that shit will get you going. Love some Vietnamese iced coffee. Just got off from a job working for a Michigan real estate company. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop my little link in the chat here if you're looking for other vibe coders. I run a vibe coding community, got lots of super cool people in there. It's free. You should definitely join us. I just got rid of Claude, and I just dropped a video on that 2 nights ago explaining why I will no longer use Claude. And then I got a couple videos before that explaining why you should use Grok. But Grok's just cheaper. It doesn't burn through tokens, and Claude Fable will just decide not to do stuff. It'll just be like, no, I'm just not doing that. So I got rid of Claude. I'm down to Gemini, Grok, and ChatGPT. ChatGPT Soul. I just happen to have been building this project with Grok for a while. I had ChatGPT working on it. I've had Claude look at it, but it got into a point where they got stuck, and Grok had to rescue both of them. So Grok's been building out my graphic library. Yeah, grinding the coffee, dude. That used to be a morning ritual for me. I would do the Japanese cold brew method, where you basically do pour over coffee, but you do the pour over into a glass of ice. So you're still, grinding the beans, putting them in the pour over machine, but then after it brews, it's hitting the ice and then instantly cooling it down. So it's just a different way to do cold brew. Pretty solid, if you want to get cold brew fast instead of having to wait 24 or 48 hours. I like to let my cold brew beans brew in the fridge for at least 24 hours, some days 36 hours, to really maximize that caffeine content. Does she do the Vietnamese iced coffee though? Is she busting it with some condensed milk? Hacker, are you just hitting one espresso a day, or are you hitting multiple espressos throughout the day? Korean French press through milk? Yeah. But milk or condensed milk? Yeah. I don't think Asians drink cold coffee. I think, honestly, cold coffee, is a relatively new concept for most places in the world. Minimum 1, depends how you're feeling, closer to the afternoon. Okay. 1 or 2 or 3. That's why I just get my big old mason jar full of cold brew, and I'm just sipping coffee all day. What's up, Will? How's it going, bro? Hotter the better. That's how I feel about women, too. 3 espressos plus. I'm probably drinking that many caffeine-wise when you add up how much cold brew I'm drinking. I know if I ever go get mochas and stuff, I do like a quadruple shot. 4 shots. Love cold brew. Cold brew, if you make cold brew right though, dude, it's got a butt ton of caffeine in it. Much more than hot coffee.
What about our buddy in Pakistan? You drink coffee out there? Kashmir? How do they do coffee in Pakistan? Will, did you just get done working? Butt ton. Maybe that should be a emoji. Butt ton. Is it a metric? I prefer my butt tons measured in imperial. Pakistan's bigger on tea. That would make sense because they were a British colony. Oh yeah, you guys got Dunkin' out there on the East Coast. We don't really have Dunkin'. We don't really have that. We got our Pete's and our Starbucks and our Phil's. Although I no longer do business with Phil's. Down to Pete's and Starbucks. I like just getting beans from like local independent coffee shops and brewing those up. Dunkin' has a, I don't know, dude. I haven't had them in forever, so I can't guess. I don't know. They might. For me, if I was gonna pick one, I would go Pete's. Pete's actually was a supplier to Starbucks for a long time. You know, Whisper is hit and miss, dude. I've noticed that with the transcription of my videos. It definitely is hit or miss. That's why on my queue I have to try to implement the parakeet model that John told me about, the NVIDIA parakeet. But I just haven't done that yet. That'll probably be something I play around with over the weekend. I want to try to make a video tomorrow, and then I definitely have one planned for Saturday, my last week in AI episode 2. No caffeine? You don't drink coffee at all? I don't know how people live without coffee. Let's go, Armani! Welcome to the thing, bro. New joiner, first show, first message. Look at that little confetti you got on screen. Love it. Love it when new people show up. Now, my friends in Pakistan, if you guys subscribe to the channel, you become a member and you can throw poo on screen. And robots and other things. We haven't had a poo chuck for a while. John Chuck a Poo. Friend from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka. That one's hard for me to say for some reason. Sri Lanka. Isn't that an island? I'm going to show you my terrible American education. Look at those robots. We got poos flying around. Oof. What's the poo sound? I still have to implement the sounds for the other emojis. Paul had found some, but he's not here. Damn, that's a pretty big island, dude. It's cool. Someday I'll go there. Someday I will go there. Chamath is from Sri Lanka? Yeah, but Chamath is a Canadian, dude. I think he was born in Canada. I think his parents are Sri Lankan. Okay, so that should be fixed. Let's see. Chamath. Dude, you're not on X, are you? Poor Chamath. Let's see if I can find you some screenshots and share. Give me just a second.
let's go look at this. Okay, so now I should be able to resize it. Perfect. Drag it over here.
I'll go into everything in detail.
Let's
But it
go.
basically,
Okay, so now I should be able to add another image. How do I add another one? Add image. Image 2. We're gonna add a lull. And we are going to have lull start here. End here. Lull, we need to place the overlay. Drop it down here just to test. All right, let's see how this
I'll
looks.
go into everything in detail. But it basically boils down to the fact that Anthropic seems to have
Oh,
corporate
yeah, we
culture
got a bug.
that makes me very uncomfortable.
We've got a bug. So the starts and ends needs to be duplicated per image. So no problem. No problem. Let me see if I can find the Chamath X Twitter thread. He has been getting wrecked with that sweater. People have just been making endless memes of Chamath and his sweater. Calacanis had a whole thread of them. You saw those on All In, yeah. This one, I just saw this one today, Goth Chamath. This one's pretty good. I feel like the wine should have changed to red, though. This shit's funny. Poor Chamath. Yeah, there was some good ones on there with that sweater. Cocoon. Yeah, poor billionaire. He's sensitive. You got a new CPU today, dude. That sounds exciting. Well, why'd you go CPU and not more RAM or a bigger video chip? CPUs just feel like such an afterthought nowadays. Is there a way to tell how many extra RAM slots I have on my machine without getting down there and looking at it?
think Windows can tell me how many unoccupied slots I have? What's up, V3? Just dialing in the image overlay. Replacing the motherboard. Cheaped out when I built the machine. Upgraded from 6 core to 16 core. That sounds pretty legit. Let's go! Giving out those memberships again. Thank you, bro. Thank you, thank you. Who are these people, though? Are these people, have they ever been on the show? Or are they people that just swooped in and swoop away? Memtest 86. Appreciate it, V3, dude. I really do. And we got our members goal. Let's go. Oh, yeah. That sounds complicated. Control Shift Escape to open up Task Manager. Quick Performance tab. And select memory. Bottom slot. Slots used 2 of 4. Let's go. Okay, so if I have 4 possible RAM slots, how much RAM could I put in this beast? Because RAM is what's going to determine whether I can have like a local model, right, John? That's what I need is my RAMs. Depends on the motherboard. Not really, damn it. Was it the graphics card? I'm not getting another GPU. VRAM. The video RAM? Well, I don't want to update the graphics card. I think it's got 32 megs of RAM in there. Tell you what, my hardware knowledge is very, very thin. That was one of the nice parts about working at corporate jobs, is we had teams of IT people to worry about that kind of shit for me. And what was nice, there were different classes of computers at most financial firms, and certainly at BlackRock. If you had a market-facing job, which I did, you would get the most jacked up, cutting edge, high performance computer that you could get. And it was awesome. I never had to think about those things. Just computers just screamed. 32 gigs more will cost as much as my 5070. That's bullshit. Dumb memory prices, they really are. Blame it on China. But couldn't China have been making cheap memory years ago? I have Dance Dance Revolution, 32 gigabyte. Let's see. With 32 gigabyte, I assume that it's Dance Dance Revolution RAM. Probably shouldn't be opening some of this shit on screen, huh? Yeah, 1 terabyte storage drives are nice to have now, dude. So if I was going to do anything, I would want to upgrade my video RAM.
which I think I have, what, 16 if I have a 5070? $5070 with 16 gigabytes. Let's get on the old eBay. What do those go for? And I can't add a second video card, right? You have to like replace it entirely. God damn it. I'm not signed into my eBay account, so I can't see solds. It's so annoying. So a screaming video card is like 128 gigs. Was it a Blackwell? Is that what you want? Oh, it might. This is a gaming computer. It's like a full-size tower. What's a badass video card, you guys? I don't even know what all this shit is, dude. Oh, are these those NVIDIA boxes that are just... the AI box? Is that what it is? The GB10? It's only 24 gigs. 48 gigs. Yeah, 48 gigs is $4,000. That's so insane. I tell you what, dude, these video cards are the exact reason that I've never been able to get into computer gaming, because I could just never afford a stupid video card. The best I ever got into computer gaming was like being able to play Total Annihilation, and it would just completely overload my computer. It would be so slowed down once I got going. Play a little Roller Coaster Tycoon too. But I could never do like Doom and Quake and all those on my computers. They were just never fast enough. I just got my gaming through PlayStation. A Mac Studio 512, dude, that would be ripping. $15,000 for a video card? Yeah, dude, I am not in that tax bracket. Y'all need to start donating more money so that I can get a $15,000 video card. Just saying. If you guys loved me, if you really cared about the channel, you would be giving me $15,000 for a video card. And in return, I would give you my love and the best content imaginable. So that's a fair trade, right? That seems fair. I'm gonna put my PC guy in there. We'll make him start here. We'll make him end here. Still don't think this is working right. I'll go into everything in detail, but it basically boils down to the fact that Anthropic seems to have... Yeah, it's not working right, bro. I'm a Mac, I'm a PC. That's right, bro. $30.90 MSRP. Mine enough Ethereum. Can you still make money mining? John, can I make money mining crypto with this video card? A spare 4060. Nope. He just said nope. I'm a Mac. I'm a PC. Yeah, they really made you feel embarrassed about having a PC. Those iMacs were sick too, man. As much as I hate on Macintosh, those were sick looking machines. No, not that one. These ones, yeah. It's just a nice looking computer. Remember, didn't they have like a weird like hockey puck looking mouse? Yeah, it was like a weird circle. I don't know how useful they were, but just a good looking machine, man. You gotta give it. Steve Jobs really, really did have a talent for design. He really did. Your first computer of your own was an iMac G3? Nice, that's because you're young. Electricity's too high. The video card I have now is a 5070. OS agnostic. Yeah. Will, I think I'm going to be moving to Linux in the next 12 months. I think I'm going to be finally done with Windows. The only reason I still have Windows is the same reason I still use Excel, is because I know how to do everything in there. I tried switching over to Google Sheets a long time ago, but like I have legitimate, like the highest level Jedi Master skills with Excel. Like the highest tier that you can possibly have, and so the commands aren't the same, and the commands and the shortcuts and stuff are not the same with Google Sheets. So it was just such a pain in the ass relearning everything that I never moved over. So I've just kept Excel because I already know how to do everything in Excel. But if I'm just going to be, you know, opening up Grok Excel add-in, I don't need Excel. I can just do that in Google Workspace. Like, and then it's the same thing for Windows, right? I already know how to do everything in Windows. And then like if something was broke on my operating system, the thought of spending 2 or 3 days digging through Stack Overflow trying to figure out the Windows or the problem on the operating system just sounds terrible. So I've just never moved to Linux. But shit, dude, if I can just ask ChatGPT, I might as well go to Linux. Because isn't Linux free too? I think Linux is free, and then I've been reading that Linux uses up a lot less resources on your machine, so your machine runs faster with Linux. Is that right? Tandy TRS-80. I also had a Tandy as my first machine. I was always jealous of everyone whose dads were cool enough to buy them a C64. We had the Tandy from Radio Shack. I actually got a collection of big box floppy disk gaming software in one of my media gaylords last year or the year before, and that stuff sold pretty well. There was one of those games I got a couple $100 for, but it all still had the original big box and the manuals and everything, so there definitely is a collector's market if you can find that old software. free to download, got to set it up, and there's a learning curve. There is, but now I have a secret weapon with that learning curve that I can just ask Grok. So my learning curve is gone. Should be like, Grok bro, hook me up, yo. Tape storage. Yeah, dude. Cassette storage. That was a thing for sure. What about, you guys remember the old printers? The dot matrix printers? And they printed on that paper where you had to rip the sides that had all the holes, like the feeders. What do they call it? There's a name for that, right? The feeder thing. We had one of those in high school, and that was the only reason I used a computer in high school, because my high school used the same printer to make report cards, and I was able to sell replacement report cards to my retard friends that were too stupid to get decent grades. I could just make them fake report cards that matched the school. That lasted until my senior year, and then my senior year they started using like watermarked red paper. And I wasn't making enough money to make it worth like going and trying to steal the paper. Actually zinged Boris on Twitter for that today. I went after Boris today, bro. Told him he's on the wrong side of history. How many followers do I need to stream on YouTube? I think you can stream immediately. I have no idea. It's a good question. Yeah, I remember the very first time I saw one of those ASCII arts and just thought that was the coolest thing ever. That you could make it print out all these random characters and somehow you would see an image. It's like magic. Still think it's pretty cool. But now I'm old and jaded, so it's not as impressive. All right, let's add my second image. Let's add my PC guy. We'll put him to start right here. And we'll have him end here. I'm going to try adding a third image. And we're going to put this disgusting vegan in there. And we will put disgusting vegan over here. We will have disgusting vegan start here. And disgusting vegan makes me uncomfortable. All right, now we'll save it. It's weird that I don't see all those on there. I don't think that the beats are right.
The company has repeatedly screwed over its users this year,
Yes,
and
it
I
has.
just straight up don't trust Dario, especially now that I know his secret wife is connected to Jeffrey Epstein. I'll go into everything in detail, but it basically boils down to the fact that Anthropic seems to have a corporate culture that makes me very uncomfortable.
Okay,
The company has
I'm getting there. One last little bug that it's not putting the markers for all of the photos. All right, let's get caught up on the chat. I think it used to be 50. Foam CLI. First learned to program in C++. We had those projects. The ASCII arts. Yeah, I didn't really learn to program until I started working. We had a computer lab at my school, but all that ever happened was we played Oregon Trail. And then every once in a while she would do programming and we literally would learn print and go to. It was basic where you had to use the numbers on the lines. We would use print and go to. Like there was never any ifs, loops. There was never anything more than just learning print and go to. See you, John. Have a good night. And then I took a C++ class in college, got an A. But I never did anymore until I got my first internship. I was an actuarial science major at that point. And my boss showed me that you could record macros. My job at the internship, I had to do their monthly reinsurance calculations. And at that point, it took my predecessor a full 7 days of work to do that. They were literally getting like giant boxes of paper mailed to them and they would look up the number and type it into here and all this stupid shit. And then my boss showed me how you could record macros and it was just like this light. I'm like, oh shit, the computer will do my job. And then I just became obsessed and learned and learned and learned. And by the time I left that internship, you could do the reinsurance process in 2 hours. I don't know how the numbers work, the number 1 or 2. Did you log off and come back? You might have like removed your queue when you left earlier. But yeah, that was what started my programming journey. Taking a 7-day job down to 2 hours. I really wish I could see what that code looked like now. I bet I would cringe so much. And then my next job, I wrote a bunch of stuff. But again, because I didn't major in computer science, I didn't know what SQL was. So I wrote all of my own custom querying things inside VBA to deal with big sets of data in Excel and like my own bubble sorting routines and like, what's up? More jewels. Thank you. I had no idea that SQL existed. Once I learned SQL, I'm like, damn, this is way easier. I had this giant library of VBA to do basic select statements. No worries, man. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. More poo. Can never get enough poo. Never get too much poo on the stream. Alright, we got all of our marks. I'll go into everything in detail, but it basically boils down to the fact that Anthropic seems to have a corporate culture that makes me very uncomfortable. The company... Alright, I'm pretty happy with this, you guys. I am pretty freaking happy with this. I think I'm at a good stopping point with this. We got most of the work I wanted to get done before I do my next video. We've got the ability to do all the pixels and the overlays and the inserts. Got the ability to overlay images. I think the next thing will be doing the NVIDIA parakeet model, but that's a big change and I don't want to get into that yet. It's shipped, bro. It's out there. It's out there on the open source. You guys can download it at any point. The open source doesn't have these graphics modules because these are like my brand and I don't want to share them. So whoever takes it, they're gonna have to build their own little graphics modules, but that's easy. But all the rest of the stuff is in there. I'm happy with it. What am I gonna build next? I don't know, dude. That's a good question. Well, I had an idea with Paul the other night, or the other day. of a fun idea. See what you guys think about this. I'm also thought about taking build requests. I thought it could be fun to see if we could build something like this. Some kind of program where I could build synth modules in it and just fart around and try to create my own music. I think it's an interesting project because I know literally nothing about how these work. And I pretty much know nothing about music theory. So it would require me to learn a lot of new stuff and push my skills of what I'm capable of. And I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun to play with. I think it'd be interactive. You know, potentially building something that, figuring out some way that the people that are members could control them would be pretty cool. A Vibe genetic engineering program. I don't know anything about genetic engineering, bro. Oh, a vibe coding competition? That would be cool. It would have to be... You would have to figure out things that you could reasonably build in like a 1-hour session. That would actually be cool. Vibe coding head-to-head. Vibe genetic engineering. I don't know anything about genetic engineering though. That's like way outside of my wheelhouse. I literally know nothing about genetics. I know that there's like 4 letters and a helix. You got the next few apps planned out? Yeah, it's I mean, I have stuff that I want to build, but it's finding that sweet spot of stuff that I want to build and also do it on screen where people are looking at me, right? Because there's a lot of stuff. I still need to do some build on my vibe code, the brain, but some of that stuff I don't want to do it on stream. I've got some bugs in my meeting ingestion pipeline that got to get fixed. How are you doing on your SiteMaker, Will? Are you close to shipping? Yeah, that's what Paul thought. He thought about, you know, doing a hackathon where we could all kind of work on something like this. Could be a fun hackathon. I also at some point need to get back. I had Grok and ChatGPT and Claude all attacking this massive data set of open data from the state of California and trying to identify data patterns and see if we could snip out some fraud going on. And I actually had a fair number of threads to pull on, one of which we ended up submitting a Freedom of Information request to the California Department of Corrections, and I think they actually sent something back this week finally. It's been like 6 weeks they've been screwing around not sending me my data. Command and conquer. That would be cool. Polish and cross platform testing. Well, I mean, you can use my video editor if you want. This is all open source. Have I showed you the end-to-end of how it works? Nice. Dual environment. All right, I'll take you through how my workflow works on this, and I'm gonna shut some of these graphics off so that you guys can see. shut that off for now. All right, so this is the first part. So I import clips that I recorded. I write a script like old school style on Word, record it, and then I import the recorded clips, and then I say generate transcript, and it uses the Whisper model to create a transcript. And then from there, I've got this thing to look at the pauses, so all the dead space. And I had to do some coding around them to make sure that it wasn't picking up just the natural pauses in the way I talk. And then you click remove long pauses, and that goes through and adds in all of these splices. After that, I go through and I read the words, and any of the places like this, for example, you know, where it's duplicated because I had to record it twice. I made a mistake. I'll go through and I'll pick that, and then you just hit D and it deletes that section out. Or if I decide I want to bring it back, I'll hit R. That brings it back. So then I go through and delete out all the stuff, and then I run this thing called fine tune. And what that does is that tries to set the actual cut point perfectly, because when we're working in Whisper is calculating things in words and seconds, and we need to work in frames. And what was happening a lot is if it's a longer word, Whisper will just cut the end of it off because its timing is wrong. I think it just assumes a constant amount of time for each word, really. But so fine tune actually looks at the sound wave to try to determine the exact frame point that sound wave drops off, and it moves it to that. And so after I've done all that, I still go through and I look at every splice. So I'll look at it and I can play a 4-second loop.
It's a model that's better than everyone else. Let's go back to the beginning of my.
And so the 4-second loop will play 2 seconds before the cut, 2 seconds after. And then the same thing for 2 seconds or 6 seconds, 1 second before, 1 second after. And so that allows me to just like play that splice over and over and over. And then if I decide that it cut, you know, too soon, I can shift it over 1 frame, 5 frames, 10 frames, and then the end point one. So I can nudge that timing frame by frame. And so I just, you know, go through quickly and hit all those splice points. And that's pretty quick now. And then I've got that. And then we go into this. This is the final stage where I basically play the whole video as a preview, and I can see all the splices that I've had. And I've got one last thing to just adjust any of them that might not be perfect. Or what will also happen is Whisper isn't perfect, so there'll be little tiny sections that I need to take out, and so I can just add manual cuts in here. And I've got the same controls where I can nudge frame by frame. I can play, you know, I can play this clip over and over to make sure that it sounds perfect. Right, and then, you know, nudge those. And so once I get that, that's good. Then I export it, and I have sound control options in here, my export, to normalize the audio level or increase it all total. So that all gets exported. Then I've got a final cut. So that's my final lock with all the dialogue. Then the next part of my process is adding graphics, adding overlays. And so I come in here and I have this first thing that I built that still doesn't work very well. It's called Master Beater. And this is the only part where AI is really involved. And it's supposed to be able to identify all the different beats. I've got skills on that, but it's just not working the way I want. So I've been doing this manually where I pick out the words and I put those into beats. And then this is scene layer. So it goes through each of the beats and it looks at the first frame and it tries to determine what kind of layout I have in that frame. And then from there we do assign, and that assigns what potential graphic can be available given that layout using my graphics library, right? So this dependency stack, that one is only really allowed if it's a full screen talking layout, and then it's allowed in these kind of hooks. And then we do what you saw me working on, which is the placement, and placement allows me to just fine tune every one of my graphics.
So if I've decided I'm going to have a punchline reveal in this section, I can set, when it comes in and out, the timing, I can set what image it is. And so I've got that for all of those. They all have, a little interface that works for them. And then when I finally get done, this is what I was working on tonight, is the ability to just insert some extra clips in the end, and then I export it, and then it's done. So it's a lot. I've been working on this a long time, and I have not looked at chat for a long time. YouTube channel, MPC, Agentic Battle Royale. That sounds actually pretty cool. A basic. Game building plugin for V3 Code. That would be sick, dude. Okay, so the main feature to remove dead air and junk words, that is literally what this is. And that was what started this whole project. Was I didn't want to pay for a descript. I've got too many stupid subscriptions, and I was like, you know what, I can probably build this myself. And then I did. And so this uses the Whisper model, which you can download. One of the things I'm going to do in the future is change it to the Parakeet model. But that's exactly what this is to get rid of all the dead space, to clip your extra takes, and just do that. That process was taking me like 2 or 3 hours per video. So this saved me a ton of time. So this would definitely help you. Trying to learn Go. Go is I haven't done anything with Go. Is the app React and Python script. I don't actually know, dude, because I haven't written any of this code. This is all 100% vibe coded. I think it's all Python. Yeah, I think it's all Python. I don't even think there's any JavaScript in here. Yeah, pretty sure it's 100% Python. That's the nice part about vibe coding, something that is for me. I don't have to worry about any of that shit. I'm not hosting it anywhere. It runs on my computer. As long as it works, I don't need to worry about the code. I don't need it to be optimized. I don't need it to be like passing code reviews. This is my tool. I put it out there. If anyone wants to use it, they definitely can. So yeah, set up a Discord server. Well, I have the Vibe Code Guild brain, bro. So we have the school community for people sharing stuff. So we've got a lot of communication going on that. And then this is the Vibe Code Guild brain, which people get if they're in the premium tier of my school community. And so we've got all kinds of repos in here for people to share. And I've implemented like Reddit style upvote, downvote. You can add comments, all that kind of stuff. So we've got tons of repos in here. Lots of news. So this is part of what I go through every day and just look through all these news. This helps me build up my Saturday video. I've got a bunch of external YouTube channels that are feeding into here. I'm just trying to make one place where everybody can find everything they need about AI. Yeah, dude, I want to figure it out. We got to jump on that call, get a demo. I just run VS Code in the background. I just let Grok build for me now. It's pretty nice. But yeah, Will, if you want to use that, the transcribe edit definitely will do what you want in terms of cutting out the dead space, and it's out there. It's already out there, open source. Well, I appreciate you guys being here with me. It's been another fun session, been a productive session.
Don't forget about Friday Night Vibes tomorrow. And we will see you guys soon. Peace, peace.